Hi, this is Jamal of Cooper Road Mini, and I'm actually at Mini Mania. Let's take a look at something interesting that we have in here. We occasionally get to see some of these really rare old gearboxes come in the very original condition. I just thought this would be an interesting thing to show. This is a US Cooper S, 1967, probably one of the very last of the era. These were the last time they were sold in the country legally. By 68, there were DOT changes that made the Minis not importable. And that's why we have so much scrambling of registrations in this country. This is a 4-synchro remote gearbox out of a 67 Cooper S. This had the original engine, original bore. This thing's in such nice condition that I just wanted to show some of the things that are easy to identify as a Cooper S. The external one, the main one being, these are the Hardy Spicer outputs. These are the big beefy axles that go to a square flange just like this on the axle end. This makes these very easy to take in and out of the car, and they're favored by the racer types, not only for their strength, but also for the ease of maintenance. You can pull the engine out much quicker and easier than having to mess around either with the yokes or the CVs even. The CVs are sometimes hard to pop out. You got to deal with the angle of the engine, and anyway, these are very easy to deal with. You don't see these in such original condition. This is the correct Cooper S front snout. You can see that the shift extension bolts in. It doesn't have the side rubber mount that you'll find on the Austin America style. This gearbox is the 22G1128. So if I can lean over here and see, the casting number is found right here. I tell people, whoops, I'm trying to get my phone right here. I try to tell people on the side of the box, if the oil filter was hanging on the engine, it's kind of right behind it. That's the way to identify your transmission. This is a 22G1128 4-synchro remote box of late 60s Cooper S. A lot of people think the 333 3-synchro, casting number 333, is the one in the S, but the late US models got these 4-synchro boxes. Inside of it, it's a little harder to see if you don't know what you're looking at, but we can see the gear set. It's going to be impossible to see with the phone, but this is a 22G1040 gear. This is a close ratio with the 344 final drive, exactly as they came from the factory with the Mini Cooper S. The gears are just in great shape. This couldn't have had many miles on it. The dogs, the engagement dogs over here, where the shift synchros line up to them. The condition of the gear, the condition of inside of the box, everything's just about as nice as you could ever hope to see one of these. The close ratio is identified by that part number here. The only real difference in the gearbox is this input gear. This is the transmission input gear. Usually your idlers here, the crankshaft primary is up here. But this has 18 teeth. This is slightly smaller in diameter, but same tooth count as the standard ratio. That one extra tooth changes all the ratios in the box, making it the close ratio. The result is a slightly taller first gear than the standard, but that's what tightens up all the gears to the 1 to 1/4. This final drive with 10-inch wheels gives the car about 4,000 RPM at 70, and that's what people are usually trying to work down when you go to the 3.1. But you know, these engines were made to do it, and I tend to be, I don't like to sacrifice the acceleration and low end to make a Mini that's only good for cruising on the freeway. Their strength is acceleration and low end to run circles around seemingly better equipped cars. Anyway, interesting beast to have a look at. I just thought I'd do a little chronicle of this because you hardly ever see it in this original condition. The usual assortment of things around the Mini Mania shop. There's a straight cut race gearbox for a Sprite or Morris Minor right here. We've got a what looks to be a 1380 inline engine, inline meaning set up for a rear wheel drive. It's got the flange flywheel, the rear drive clutch arrangement instead of the Mini's sort of side clutch, side drive arrangement. And it's the end of the day, so everybody's bailed and it's nice and quiet. There's a quick look at a very rare gearbox.